Good morning. Happy Thursday. So, obviously, I'm just going through my little beginning daily routine. I have deodorant, perfume, obviously, and then we're going to moisturize. And then right after this, you are going to see me moisturize all of my tattoos, all three of them. I like to put moisturizer on them mainly because it helps to not let them get like dry or red or super patchy or super itchy. So, I do that most mornings when I remember to. Okay, now you guys get to listen to me out for a full minute about my makeup routine. So, first things first, I start off with the e.l.f. Skin SPF 30, and then I go in with my e.l.f. concealer, and then while my concealer is setting, I also go in with a Rare Beauty blush. And yes, I do listen to music, however, due to copyright, I've had to mute it. So ignore the little wiggles. I've learned that dancing is a great way to get me moving. It gets me motivated in the morning, especially at 7:15. Then I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop glitter eyeshadow stick, and then obviously we gotta curl the lashes. And yes, before anyone asks, those are my natural eyelashes. No, they are not. They're not falsies. And then I go in with eyeliner. Somehow when I get it right on the first try. Obviously, mascara, we gotta do it on the bottom lashes because I look too naked without it. Do a little pop of highlight in the inner corner. And then I stare at my hair for like 30 good seconds, which I did speed up. And then I'm gonna put it in a ponytail, slick it back. And then we're gonna do the good old trusty braid. Obviously, I'm gonna hairspray as I go down. You can use hairspray, hair gel, whatever. I just find that especially because it's hot out, this is a nice, quick, easy hairstyle. And I also do not look like a balding 50-year-old man. So that's that. And yes, my hair is really long, and I've also learned to be really careful when my hair is in this style, because if I turn around and I'm not careful, I will bitch slap myself with the ends of my own hair, and it does hurt. And now it's time for the most important thing, caffeine. So obviously I pick out my little cup, and then I add some vanilla syrup, and then some chocolate syrup. I know I'm running out. I was just too lazy to grab the other one. And then we do cold brew, and then I usually fill it up about halfway. Now, for the really interesting thing, I only do 5 ice cubes. For me, 5 ice cubes is perfect. I did give one to my cat Astrid, and then obviously almond milk because lactose intolerant really, really sucks. Now I just grab a nice little straw, I mix it, and then that is my coffee. Now for the other big thing is breakfast. So here I'm just taking some leftover red potatoes that were roasted in the oven, just heating them up with some oil on the stove, and then obviously we're going to add some bacon. Yes, for some reason this bacon smokes really badly. I just let it cook, hang out with my cat, listen to some music, very chill vibes, and then we make the egg and some cheese. It's very filling and it's very nutritious. I only ate about half of it. Okay, change of plans. I decided to make an appointment for Astrid to be seen at the vet, mainly because I want to make sure that there's no underlying health issue with her, because she has recently started to eat any food that is left out, whether it's scraps on the dishes, food fresh out of the oven, on the stove, whatever. So I just want to get her checked out, and plus I know that she's overdue for a couple of shots anyways. Okay, so I dropped her off. They're gonna call me when she's ready for pickup, but I am at 7 Brew. Mainly because when I went to go put Astrid in her carrier, she proceeded to knock over my coffee. So, we're here. Okay, so it is currently I want to say about an hour later. So now, what we're gonna do is, let me just, please hold. Should have clipped this on beforehand. We're struggle busting today. Okay, so I did take a little bit of break. I called my bestie. Shout out to her. I caught her up on things. I told her about the book of Strama, which I am following very closely. It's the one where that like Etsy shop owner was somehow able to trademark Hot Girls Read, even though she is unlicensed, like ACOTAR merch, Fourth Wing merch, stuff like that. So been following that. Updated her on that. So now about 12:15ish. So I still have 7 Brew. We're gonna drink some 7 Brew or drink more of it. And we're also gonna take the next dose of my meds because I have shit to do. Okay, me lazing around, no. Try to make it really quiet because this mic is insanely sensitive. So, okay, so now that that's over, sorry, when you gotta read a text. So, now that that's done, I am going to eat lunch. I have a random YouTube video that's queued up so I can start watching it. I'm gonna eat lunch and then I am gonna work on some homework, maybe clean some things up, and then wait until Asher is done at the vet. That's the plan. Y'all just ever, like, sometimes it only happens when I'm like under extreme stress and anxiety. Like sometimes I just want to like go to a random city, book a hotel room for the night, and then just stay in like a different city overnight. But that is counterproductive to what we want to accomplish in life. So guard your loins. Hold your hand when I say this, bestie. We got this, okay? If you ever feel down or like you need a little pick me up, I want you to grab some water, grab a snack. If weather permits, go outside, get some sunlight, go on the walk. If you have to, dance it out. Just do something, okay? Move your body. It's perfectly fine to have rest days. Okay? Rest days are important. Self-care is important, okay? Self-care is mental health, okay? I will shout that from the rooftops if I have to. When you take care of your mental and physical health, it helps tremendously. Self-care is important. Whether it's taking 5 minutes and just sitting in like a quiet place, it's going outside, it's meditating, it's working out, something. Even going out and grabbing like a coffee. That is still self-care, okay? I'll shout that from the rooftops if I have to. Self-care is important. Okay? Good. Okay, so turns out, scratch that. The child is ready for a pickup, so we're gonna go pick up the child. Okay, so I have the baby back. Basically what happened is it's mostly behavioral. She's hitting the terrible twos, so that's what that is. But it's also because in the last month they noticed that she had lost the rest of her baby teeth, which is kind of like really old for a cat, or like really interesting for a cat to lose their baby teeth who's almost 2. But she's lost the rest of her baby teeth, so that's why she was specifically seeking out like soft foods and stuff like that. So they did give us a couple tips. We are allowed to use the spray bottle. It cannot be, and basically it has to be not like the mist setting, but like the setting above that, so it's not going to hurt her in any way, shape, or form. They said we can also try feeding her when we eat, giving her like a small portion on top of her normal feedings. As long as we're not overfeeding her, that's fine. So that way she associates, oh, when we're eating, she can be eating, and make the connection like our food is off limits. That's why she has her food. Or we can give her puzzle feeders. So that way she's occupied when we're eating. They did say like us like putting her in a room while we eat is a temporary solution, because that led her to believe that, oh, I'm put away in this room, I don't have access to food. When I'm let out, I need to eat to make sure I'm not gonna starve. So it was like a good idea, bad execution. So now I'm going to actually eat lunch. Okay, hello guys. It is a couple hours later since my last check-in. I FaceTime my bestie. One of my other friends called, so I kind of got a little sidetracked. I kid you fucking not, spent an hour on the phone with AT&T because I went to go pay my internet. It's normally $60.18, and I noticed that there was an additional charge. So I looked at it, and I owe a fee for not returning the old equipment. However, when my new internet service was set up, the AT&T technician tried to connect the old like system to our new place. Except, however, it was not compatible. So he said, "Hey, let me take this equipment back and let me swap it out for a new one." He put it in the technician notes that he took it back with him in his van and swapped it out and came back, brought me a new one, and helped set it up. Okay, I do not have this equipment. I I could search my entire apartment online and I would not have this equipment anywhere. And so I spent an hour on the phone with AT&T trying to get it figured out, because I don't want to pay, this $165, $170 fee for not returning the equipment when the technician took the equipment back. So that was great. And then I called my parents, specifically I specifically called my dad because I have been asked, to DM a D&D group. I grew up watching my dad DM. I watched him play. My sister runs her own group, so it's very fitting for me. However, I have never DM'd. The closest thing I've ever come to DMing is helping my dad say roll for initiative or roll for like perception check. Like that's the closest thing I've ever gotten. I know what it is. I know about critical role, all that fun stuff. So I had to call him, and you can bet I took notes. Okay, you can't see it. You may there. I took notes. Okay, so now I have to do that, and I have to figure out how to DM. Thankfully, my dad is sending me a cheat sheet and like step by step on how to do it. So that's very helpful. So what I may end up doing is going to BAM and pricing out some of the books and doing like one shots and all of that. So that is very fun. Since it is almost 3:30 ish, I realize like it's too late for me to start homework now because I would have to stop in like an hour and a half to start dinner. And you may be thinking, oh, you can just work on it for an hour and a half. No. Okay. If I'm working on homework, I do not want to be interrupted. I hate it with passion. So I am probably just going to do a couple chores, put some laundry away, clean the dishes, and basically just like spot clean until dinner in a couple hours. So, okay. So I am back. I went to Cox Internet, explain the situation, like, hey, like, my parents used to have a plan with you guys, once we're getting costly reinstated. So, shout out to Cox Internet, really, y'all are knight in shining armor. Okay, so, I got Cox Internet. All I have to do is return the old equipment from, like, 2 years ago, but it goes into effect next week. It is great. Now I have to recall AT&T to cancel my internet plan, which is great. Love that. That's gonna fucking struggle. But all in all, it is about half the price of what I am currently paying, which is really great. It is much better. We can have like every device that we own on the internet, and it's not gonna crash. It won't lag, which is great. So now that I'm home, I am going to probably start dinner, maybe clean up a little bit, and then just kind of mellow out the rest of this evening because today has been a train wreck and a half. Everything that could have went wrong today, it went wrong. So we're just going to take the rest of tonight, kind of just mellow back out, and that is that. I hope you guys really enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you again next week.